So, look, this has always been held up as like kind of a classic, a better than WrestleMania 14, like this great workman's match. Like I think back in the day, it was almost compared to like Austin and Brett, like it was on that level, and it was really good. It just started weird and the flow was off. Once Austin got cooking on offense, it was good. Michael showed no rust. I thought he was just himself. It just had an odd structure. It was a lot of stopping, a lot of resets, a lot of going to the floor. The crowd was kind of more into Sean again. Ross and Vince, I thought, were pretty good with the story. The finish was a disaster. I mean, it's silly. It ends it on a weak close. I know they're stuck, but just had the Hearts fucking come out and DQ with a brawl. I mean, at least that's some heat to it, right? They just issued the big challenge. Maybe Brett's like sending them out and they all trigger a fight and they're all fight to the back. This is just stupid. Like, this made no sense. Why did the ref check on the other ref instead of counting? Like, when did they ever do that? And again, it felt like a showcase more than anything. It felt very similar to Bulldog and Owen, where it's just like it had more brawling than that, but it felt very much like a low stakes match that was there just to fill time. And again, it is match of the night because the card is shaky, but it does not hit the highs, you may remember. So I still went 3 3/4. Again, it's a really good match, but I think most people just remembering this from memory would tell you like 4+.
Yeah, I similar to what I did with Owen Bulldog, I did go for very low end. In the opening of the pay per view, did they say like this has never happened where two partners are facing off each other?
2 tag team champions on pay-per-view.
Oh, on pay per view. Okay, so they made.
Well, I don't know what the opening said. That's what Ross said before the match.
Because I was like, we just had it with Owen and Bulldog. So
no. They said on pay-per-view, tag team champions that never faced off on pay-per-view. That's what Ross said.
Okay. Yeah, I think. I mean, I did not like this match as much as I remembered, and I think the narrative of, like Scott Keith in his review says, with a better finish, this was a match of the year, or at least
not 97.
I don't think so. Yeah, that's where I think it goes a bit too far. I did like enough of the work and some of the reversals to put it at that low end great, but there was some weird stuff. I mean, Austin definitely works heel throughout the match, so he still is. Will this be the last time he works predominantly heel without like the obvious Canada US dynamic, which is he's faced half places and not the other. That'll be interesting to see, but overall, I like the reversals. I liked Ross bringing up that he was trained by Chris Adams and Michaels was trained by Jose. Even the finish up to the multiple ref bumps, I thought was pretty good, and getting the stunner, how they got the stunner and the sweet chin music done. It was just there's too many refs that came in, it became too bloated. And
well, again, why would the ref not help the other ref? Like, I don't understand why they stopped and was like checking on the other. Like, that made no sense.
Yeah, it got confusing, and it definitely felt like, oh, we boxed ourselves out, so we don't. It felt
know like again, do it. Everything got delayed with all these injuries because even Austin feels like he's finally a full blown face, and this almost feels like a step back. Now he's going to fight Sean and basically be a heel. Whereas going into the show, he's supposed to kick the shit out of Pillman as a red hot face, and now they had to like. And we keep talking about reshuffling. I still think Austin Pillman is a big enough draw that they didn't have to reboot that just to get like they could have used Sean elsewhere too. Like, well, Brett can't fight, so Owen's going to take his place and do Sean Owen. Like that would have been fine too, and just still do Austin Pillman. I think that's an actual just as much of a novelty draw, and maybe you get like a real finish in that match, which I'm sure Austin was probably going to pin him versus like what you get here. And again, even if you want to keep it, just have a big brawl. The Hearts come in, LOD comes in, Sid comes in, and you tease up Canadian Stampede with the big Pier Sixer with all the sides going at it. Like that's way better than this stupidity where this literally felt like as lazy as possible. It was just like, all right, go out, fill 25 minutes, and then we'll do the stupid finish and get out of there. Like,
yeah, agree.
It just felt like they punted the whole show. Like It felt like once the injuries and the card got reshuffled, they just didn't give a shit. And maybe that's why they bailed out on Ahmed too. I don't know, but it feels like the whole thing is like a punt. And it's like, why? Why are you punting it? Like, you don't need to. Just because like you lose Brett, you're gonna punt the whole show.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a weird show for sure.
All right, Todd's backstage with the Nation. We get clips from last week where they beat down Undertaker. Farouk is quick and confident with his comments. We go to the ring. This show does move. I'll say that. Like we don't waste any time. It's Undertaker taking on Farouk. The whole Nation is out with Farouk for his big night. Doc talks to Undertaker, and Paul Bearer says the fans will always love Taker despite the secret. Bearer cuts off Taker, calls him Lazarus, which that didn't make any sense. I don't know what he was trying to imply there.
Doc says that he loves him. I will always love you, fans. I was like, what is this? A little heavy, Doc. Like, chill out. Yeah.
But what do you think he meant by Lazarus? Like,
well, I guess Lazarus like raised from the dead. He's the
dead man or whatever.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know if he meant to say Judas or something. Like, I don't know what he meant to say, but anyway,
it's the whole thing with the Undertaker. It's like he's not. They call him the dead man, but it's not like he. I mean, I guess Taker he did literally die in Providence. So
right there.
Maybe he is Lazarus. So yeah, Paul was on.
Yeah, that's what he meant.